Alright, got this here Chicago Electric Power Tools chainsaw sharpener. So I'm gonna unbox it here and test it out too, because my chain needs to be sharp. And I like hand filing. I do, well, I can hand file. I won't say I like it. I don't really like it. I can hand file, but I don't enjoy it. And I can get a file cut really sharp, but it takes me a long time. I'm not good at it like some guys are. I've been doing it for years now, but I don't enjoy it. And I probably don't enjoy it because I'm not as good as I could be, but yeah, I don't enjoy it myself. Yeah, I know a guy that has one and wanted to try it out and see how well it worked.
That's nice.
So this is all that comes in the box. Very light, very cheap. I think this was around $35 or something like that. No sip of the gingy. All right, careful you don't cut the wires now when you do cut this zip tie off.
I don't know how this is supposed to work.
All right. So the video, I seen a video of a guy assembling his, and none of this was put together like this, but this one seems to be pretty much put together. As you can see here too. So as you can see here, it has two mounting holes here where you can mount it with screws or whatever you got, I guess, bolts. Probably go through the other side of like this workbench here and put a nut on it. All right, here's something my little boy just discovered. See this tab here? That hangs off, so I guess that's what you do is push it right up against that. That way you've got enough clearance with this. Same with the other side. There's a way to hold that down. All right, got it mounted there, as you can see. Bring this part here around. This comes off. Just thread it right off here, this little handle. There's instructions, but you really don't need instructions with this, honestly.
No, it's actually pretty simple.
Then you just put it right like that. You want this little chain stop right here, this thing on this side.
Okay. So he's putting together a chain sharpener.
Oh, he's making a chain sharpener?
No, he's putting it together. He bought it.
He bought that?
It's thread right on the bottom there. Tighten right up.
So Daddy going to keep doing that.
It's a grinding disc here. And this grinds into your chain. Let me grab my chain real quick and we'll go over it. So now we've got to adjust this, the grinder, because we don't want it coming down too far. And that's actually, so this part over here, this little handle you see me grabbing here, adjust this. Back there. Now we're still where we're hitting right on top of the tooth, so that's not where we need to hit, so it actually needs to go back some. Okay, that looks pretty good, but our angle needs to be adjusted. Okay, it adjusts down here at the bottom. Gotcha. This swivel here. So that is what adjusts your angle. You just kind of loosen this handle up down here on the bottom, the very bottom down here. Just right down underneath, and then you can swivel this to get the angle of your tooth. And these chains, lots of chainsaw chains, for those that don't know, they'll have a line on them. And that line is the angle that they want you to match. This one's really dirty, but let me see if I can show you a line that I'm talking about. Yep, okay. That line right there in the middle. So you want the angle of this tooth here to match that. So let's try to adjust it to get that angle. All right, I really like it. I really like this thing and how simple it is, and it's like a little chainsaw bar, really. Okay, so we'll keep going till we get the tooth right there, and let's try to match that angle. Let's clean that tooth off a little bit there. Try to get right on that angle. That angle would be right there, right there. So let's go on and tighten it up on the bottom here, because that looks about, and as you see here on the bottom, let's see, that tell you what angle you're getting right here. See these? So I am right there, which looks like 25 degrees. Yours may be different than mine, you know, and I may have to adjust this one myself. I've never used one of these, so. But it looks like that's pretty good. This is the gullet, where you take the material out here. We don't want it going too far down into that. And that's the thing too, I was wondering about this. With hand filing, you can take the gullet out. And I don't know that this thing will do that. This may be just to sharpen the edge of the tooth. May have to go back and hand file the gullet out. Because as I'm sure many of you know, that gets, as you take more of this material off up here, you're left with this material down here, and it just doesn't cut very good if you don't take the material out. So I don't know that this will be able to do that at all. Then again, you may be able to adjust the angle on it and make it do that. I'm not sure, to be honest. So, but definitely need to adjust the depth right now. So we don't want to go, that's going too deep. So if we want to take the gullet out some, but, and now to adjust that, right back here on the back is another adjuster. Okay, let's see. We've loosely what's stopping it here. So here's the bottom of this nut. It hits this plastic piece here. Okay. And that's too deep again. So I'm just holding this one here. I might have to use that one to break it loose once you get it loose. Use this one, break it loose once you get it loose. Hold this one here, and then just grab the bolt itself and kind of turn it while you're holding that one. Then when you're ready to tighten it back up, tighten the bottom one first. Once you pull this bolt out where you want it, then tighten this one down, and you're good to go. That looks pretty good, because we do want to get the gullet out. I think I've got my depth right, my angle's good. It's right back against the head there, about where it needs to be. Well, you can also adjust with these things here, your chain. See there. So let's just go with that one. So it's brought all the way back to the chain stop there, the tooth is. Okay, the guard's kind of stopping you there from seeing that, so let's go down a little. There we go. Bring this back a little bit. And it's just kind of grinding the edge there. And the way I've got it set is it would actually dig down into what we call a gullet too a little bit. I may back it off a little bit there. I want the gullet out, but I don't know if this angle is right for that, or if the machine is even made for that. But it appears to be, honestly, when I'm hitting it there. It is getting the gullet. Right there. So there's about where we need to be, it looks like. Let's try it and see what it does. Okay, look at that. You see that there? How that squeezes and holds it? See how it holds the chain when you pull this trigger up here? That's pretty cool. It's almost like a brake on a bicycle. See how it works? So this trigger up here, or it's really just like a bicycle, honestly. Do you turn that? As I said, I didn't read the instructions on this, so kind of just figuring out as I go. I thought when I pulled that trigger, the blade would engage. I guess not. So let's figure out how does the blade engage. Okay, I will look at the instructions. Oh, I see. It's on now. So there's a switch on the back. That's very quiet. Switch right there, see that? All right, let's see how this thing does. I'm excited to see how it does. Back up against your chain right there, or your chain stop right here. Make sure it's pulled all the way back, and as I said, you can adjust it with these. Adjust it so it's all the way back against it. There. Your grinder's spinning. Go ahead and pull your handle, which engages that, as you see. That'll keep it from moving, and then bring it down. Ooh. Now that, yeah, that's sharp. Yeah, that's, I can tell instantly that's sharper for sure. I don't know if you've seen the tooth before, but definitely sharper. Where are we at? Right there. Okay, so let's say, look at that one. That one's rounded over. That's rounded over. Then you go down here to this. Oh, much sharper. Not saying it's perfect, but honestly, yeah, for how easy that was, that definitely made it sharper. Wonder what it did to the, ooh, it got that gullet. Yes. I think this is gonna work pretty good, honestly. Yeah, it definitely got the gullet. And that's what I wanted it to do. So you can adjust it. You can adjust it to go however deep as far as down this way goes. The guard's getting in the way again, but anyways. Let me give you an example here, because I've got a sanding disc. This is say you can adjust it however deep you want it to go this way into it. So you can stop it. Of course, you don't want to stop it up here. You can go way down into it. You don't want to take it out too much. So I adjust it to where it kind of goes into it a little. So I'm hitting the edge of the tooth, but I'm also hitting that gullet at the same time. And it definitely took the gullet out. So let's see, watch here. I'll show you. Let's go to the next one. So you skip one, because that one's the other angle. There we go. There's our next tooth. Make sure it's all the way back up against this chain stop here. And as you can see, this chain's pretty rough too. I know. Let's see. I'm going. We'll leave you there. And just now, so you can see it right there. See the gullet. Notice the gullet, which is this material down here. For you that don't know, many of you probably do because of bucking and some other people, mainly bucking, that I know of. It's turning on. I love how quiet it is. Yeah, I really like how quiet it is. Squeeze your handle, your lever, and go like that. Oh yes, it's definitely. Oh wow. I'm pretty happy with that. Can y'all see the difference? Now tell me you've seen the difference on that. The gullet looks much better. It's sharp. The angle isn't quite right up here. I may have to adjust the angle a bit. Looks like it needs to go. Wow, yeah, that got it sharp quick. And look at the gullet now. Look how much better that is. I gotta say, yeah, for the price, I'm happy with that. So we want this to be, I'm gonna adjust my angle. I'm on, what I mean by that, let's take you back. I'm trying my best to explain as best as I can, because I like watching videos of people explaining stuff. And there we go, just zoom out. Here's my angle right here. So I'm at a 25. Let's go to maybe, let's just say 22 even, because this isn't quite straight like I want it to be. Let's see what that'll do to it. Let's pull it all the way back. That may have thrown us off. We'll just see. Now let's try that. Let's try that. So see how this angle isn't quite right? It's kind of curving. So what I did was adjusted the angle down here from, as I said, about 25 to maybe about 22. And let's see if that'll straighten that line up for us. Squeeze the trigger. And gauges that where it holds the bore. Think. Yeah, it's still a little crooked. You see what I mean? I don't know if y'all see what I mean. I think you probably do. It kind of curves. I don't want that. But it is hitting that gullet. Right in here. Sure is. Tooth is sharp. It is. It's sharp. Yeah, that's sharp. It is. The angle isn't quite how I want it. It's very sharp though, and it's going from very dull to very sharp too, quick. So yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. I'm actually excited about this because I use chainsaws a lot. And trying to get that gullet. Don't know how well this machine will do that. We're gonna find out. Definitely getting it. Oh yeah, that's much better. Much better. I could actually go down a little farther even. Oh, that's much better than it was. As you can see, you still got some gullet. That's almost like the baby C, the way that's doing. I think I'll just leave that like that. On to the next. Got a lot of gullet in this one too.
Getting a shark?
Did you like and subscribe? Because if you like and subscribe, that's really good. We'll give you good luck, and also we'll, if you like do that and something, then we can actually send you something, or you can come here, then we can give you something. So make sure to like and subscribe if you want something. Okay, you can have one of our shirts even.
Good job. Give me 5. He's good.
Okay, come on.
Now I might enjoy it sharpening the chainsaw.
Come on, Karen.
I like how quiet this thing is. Really quiet. Really like that about it. Okay, so what I'm doing with this now, and what I suggest too, to somebody who hasn't used it, take your time adjusting it and kind of play with it until you get it the angle that you want. And I mean, I'm getting the gullet now and everything with this thing. I'm getting the gullet out. I'm sharpening the tooth all in one go. It's doing it all in one go, so that's awesome. Because I've got a lot of gullet material on there. And I adjusted the depth from back here, you know, to how far down this will go. To where it will go, to where I can get into that gullet, but not to where I go too far, you know, to where I take it out completely. But where I can get in and take that gullet material out and sharpen the tooth at the same time. I'm already learning stuff about this thing. Like if you hold it down into the gullet too much, it kind of tries to stall out almost. So I kind of pull it down, let it up, let it speed back up, you know, let the RPMs get back up, pull it down again. And I do that maybe 3 or 4 times until I get that gullet material out. And depending on how much material you got and everything, that will, you know, determine how much you need to do that. And I kind of pay attention to the chain while I'm doing it. And then after I get that out, I'll kind of hit the tooth a little bit more, and I'll bring it down just enough where I'm hitting the tooth, not hitting the gullet anymore, and just kind of go up and down to where it's grinding that tooth slightly. And I can see it touching it from this angle over here. I can see it touching this grinding wheel here. And I don't know how long these things are supposed to hold up for, these grinding wheels, or how to change them yet. I haven't done that yet either. But so far I'm liking it. And sometimes too, once you got your chain all the way back to this chain stop here, you won't be able to get your gullet material until, if you've got it, you know, if you've got this adjusted to where it's kind of hitting your tooth on the top quite a bit, you're not going to be able to get past that and get into your gullet until you kind of sharpen the tooth a little bit. Then you can kind of push it on down past the tooth once you take a little bit of material off and sharpen it and get into that gullet and take that out a little bit. So what I've been doing mainly is first hitting the tooth until it sharpens a little bit, and I can feel the disc go beneath it. Once I get beneath it, I'm getting into the gullet, and I kind of hit it maybe 3 or 4 times. I'll hit down into it, pull it up, hit down into it, pull it up, and so far it's working great. And I'm going to cut with this thing too and see how it cuts after. I've also got to, I'm only doing this one side still. Once I'm done with it, I've got to go to the other side, and I'm not exactly sure how to adjust that. So I've got it set to 30 on this side, so I'm guessing all I got to do is loosen this up and turn it to where it's 30 on the other side. I'm guessing that's all I've got to do. And that should be it, hopefully. All right, there's one I just did. See the gullet there? I've got a lot of that material out. It's kind of down in the bottom. There's some still. And what I do to hit that is just kind of grab it and bring it down. It's pretty simple, I think. I think you just loosen this here on the bottom and then adjust it to 30 on the other side. So that's what I'm adjusting it to. You know, if yours is 15 on one side, then do 15 on the other, 20 on one side, 20 on the other. Whatever you're hitting on one side, do on the other side as well. So there we go. I'm not going to be able to see it as much from this side.